There's this guy at my work, and he's perfected the laugh cough. So he starts out laughing, and then it turns into a cough. Like I'll say a joke, of which I have many nonstop quips at my workplace, but I'll give him a old bit, and when I hit the punchline, he'll start out. Okay, sorry, Esteban. I didn't think it was that funny that you had to die over comedy. So, Lennox has wanted a futon for a few months, and we've been talking about it here and there. First, he had a queen bed in a frame, and then he was like, I want the mattress to be on the floor. And we were like, okay. So we got rid of the frame. And then he was like, I want to get rid of the mattress. I just want to sleep on the floor. And we were like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. But recently he's like, I want a futon. I was like, okay, I could see that. I could see that happening. But a week ago, I said to Carolyn, let's take the futon buying process and hit the gas pedal on it for reasons, which I'll tell you on the Patreon feed. Or if you're Alan or Liz Fisher, I'll tell you IRL. So I'm shopping for futons, and I realize everything I knew about futons is wrong. They've become pricey AF. The wood ones, which we knew and loved as college-aged ne'er-do-wells. The frame was like $100. Mattress maybe $100. Oftentimes less than that. Most of the time free, but you'd go over to your friends. They'd have a futon in the living room, maybe a futon in the bedroom. There were futons everywhere. Futons as far as the eye could see. It was just part of being a 20-something in California. But now they're $600, $800, over $1,000 easy. And I'm like, what happened to futons? It's like the Gautier song, the wooden futons that we used to know. The wooden futons that we used to know, they ain't cheap no mo. So I'm like, all right, well, let's shop for a used futon. So I hop on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Varying prices. This couple were free, $50, $100, $200. Okay, whatever. But lots of I just wanted the frame. I was like, okay, we could do a used frame, but as far as a used mattress, I don't want no musty used futon mattress. So I'm asking around. I just want the frame, but everyone's like, no, you have to take the mattress too. And I'm like, well, okay, I don't want the mattress. And I guess we could buy both and just toss the mattress in some unsuspecting apartment complex dumpster. Am I right? But I was like, well, okay, we'll buy the frame, toss the mattress, and get a new matty. Okay, that's the plan. But all these futons are already assembled because people used them and they're getting rid of them or whatever. They're already put together, and I asked a few to take measurements. It's not going to fit in Carolyn's 2012 Kia Sorento. So I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to work. And so I was like, well, a few people, I said, can you unassemble it? But I didn't want them to do it just right away, willy-nilly. I wanted to be there. So I said, can we unassemble it? Like, I'll come over, we take it apart, just so I have some idea of how to put it back together. Nothing. Ghosted. Oh, the hurt, the pain. So hop on Amazon, find one I think is suitable. There was a problem though. It's the width. The width is only 39 inches, so a little more than 3 feet. Full-size bed is 54 inches wide, so you're talking about a foot and a half less width. Length is 75 inches, which is the same as a full. But The width being 39 inches, quite narrow. And I thought, I don't know. I think that's too small for Lennox. But his current sleeping situation, once in a while I have to go up there while he's a slumber. And by the way, most cutest sleeper ever. But his current sleeping sitch, he's on one side of the queen mattress, taking up about 30% of it. And then his clothes take up the other 70% of his matty. So I was like, well, he can deal with 39 inches of width. Costs $180 for this futon. 85-pound box shows up. All right, LFG, Lego. Ask Lennox for help. He agrees to help. I was like, okay. I didn't get I'm good or I'm okay. By the way, if you get either of those from a teenager, sayonara. You can kiss your ass goodbye because they don't want nothing to do with you. But this was super easy, putting this together. A couple hinges, screwing the legs, you're good. Bob's your uncle. Okie dokie smoky. The cushions came vacuum sealed. This is the new way because it's cheap and everything is flat. So they suck everything down to its cellular minimal level. Like Fantastic Voyage, it's flat, it's easy to ship, it's cheap. It's the new way. That's fine. So a couple cushions come in the vacuum sealed bag. Pop it open. Use a razor blade, a box cutter, but you got to make sure because everything is so compact and so tight. You got to make sure you got to cut the plastic, but you can't damage the cushion. So take everything out. And the directions say, open the vacuum bag. Lolo, actually, it's vacuum sealed bag, but whatever. And then the directions say, press and pat to fluff the cushion. Okay. Squeeze to distribute the filling evenly. What am I, baking a cake? Continue for 72 to 96 hours to restore to optimal condition. What? So for the next 5 days, 6 days, I kept saying, Len, are you pressing and patting and squeezing your futon? Putting it together, Lennox did reach a spot where he needed help. I was like, he couldn't get a screw in or whatever. I was like, okay, I'll take over. Let me try it. And then Carolyn was hanging out with us, so her and Carolyn start yapping. And I wanted to involve him and say, see, this is what you need to do. This is what I did. This is what you do with mass-produced furniture. Sometimes everything don't line up. But I didn't want to be like, okay, Len, watch me fix this or watch me remedy this sitch. Because if I couldn't remedy the sitch, then I'd be like, oh, Vince is a loser and can't fight his way out of a paper bag. So I just did it on the low, on the down low, while his attention was diverted. But I got past it. It was fine. I should have involved him, but I didn't. Okay. Follow me for more parenting life hacks. The futon is gray. Frankie's gray. Like while we were assembling and putting things together and everything, Frankie was hanging out with us, hopped on the futon cushion, and I was like, do not scratch that cushion, chunky boy. But he's gray. The cushion's gray. Oh, it's the cutest thing ever. He's already slept on it. Furniture isn't officially ours until Frankie gets his no square on it. That's what I say. So we had to move it upstairs, and we got the U staircase, also known as the 180 staircase. So we got little stairs, a little landing, and then a couple more stairs the opposite direction. And I'm like, Lennox is leading and I'm behind. I'm like, go here, go there, pull this, pull that. And he's like, let me just grab the thing. Let me just take it by myself. Let me do it. I was like, no. No, you're gonna damage the wall. You're gonna damage the railing. There's a window right there. Just trust me. Trust me. I've been moving furniture for 48 years. Okay, 47. So I started moving furniture at one. Baby movers furniture. Our truck was small. But I said, just listen to my directions and this will teach you and you can learn things to for your next 47 years of moving furniture with your friends and your boys. It's fun stuff. So he did learn that pivot. He did learn how to be patient and maneuver things, stand things up, tilt things, to move them in tight spaces. And I'm glad I got to help him with that. So he sits down on it. We get it together up in his loft, and put the cushions on, fold it up like a couch. It's got armrests too. It's super cool. And he's sitting there and he's like, "This is fire." I was like, "Oh yeah." For you old folks, that means it's really good. Brought his queen mattress downstairs. It's currently leaning against our wall. I tried to get rid of it in our little condo Facebook group. I labeled it gently used, but no one wants it. And I said, I'll help you load it in your truck or we can walk down the street with it. I can help deliver. We don't have a truck, but I'll help you do whatever. 0 takers. That's fine. Just like me with the used mattress. I didn't want no used mattress. No one wants a used. I didn't want no used futon. No one wants a used mattress. But waste management. They do bulk pickup for free twice a year. You just got to go on the website and schedule it, which I did. It's happening Friday. The pickup will be here. Other stuff happening in my life. So my rendition of 98 Degrees Invisible Man is pretty popular at my work. Okay. It's become a thing. Someone puts it on the Bluetooth speaker, turns it up. I grab a pen and I start wailing away. I really nail the Jeff Timmons part. And if you're feeling down, he'll pick you up. He'll hold you close when you're making love. I do the arm movements, which is very, very key to boy band music videos. But I haven't done it in a while because I moved into a new job, new position. And my old job, my old coworkers are very close by. But I'm in a quiet, docile office now. But their boss is currently on vacation, and while their boss is away, the mice will play. So I'm getting requests all day. Vince, come and sing. Vince, come and sing 90 Degrees. Vince, come and sing Invisible Man. Vince, we want to hear you. Come perform. No, that. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so exhausting. I'm not some monkey for hire. I am not your court jester. I feel like Keith Sweat at Cash Creek, backstage in the green room, waiting to go perform to a bunch of old people who just want to go to sleep. Well, they've been eating all day and drinking all day and gambling all day. They just went to that high-end steakhouse in Cash Creek, and now it's Betty Bye. They ate too much ribeye, okay? Sheesh. But so goes the pressures of being a world-famous singer. I read the Spencer Pratt book, The Guy You Love to Hate, Confessions from a Reality TV Villain. Excellent tome. Okay, I didn't read it all. I started when he started getting famous on the hills. And then it was due back. I hadn't read it all, but I'm going to recheck it out. Carolyn already put me on the list. I'm 9th in queue to get it. But what I read, I specifically skipped straight to the hills. And it was awesome. Some revelations from it. They do take after take after take. Okay, this reality TV, quote unquote reality TV. He cites a specific where so him and Heidi, they're getting into a disagreement in his car. He wants her to move into his apartment. She doesn't want to. They're already living together, by the way. It's complete BS, but whatever. So this concocted argument about, you got to move in with me. I don't want to move in with you. It goes on and on and on. And so it's like they say a couple lines. They get into a little tussle, verbal tussle. And the director was like, do it again. We need more anger. Another take. Do it again. We need you to get more angry. We need you to be more mad. We need more. They try again. Another take. So 21 takes in. They really are pissed off. They really are angry at the director, at the crew, at this whole situation, at themselves. So I guess that aspect of being mad, being upset is quote unquote real, but the entire topic is it's just made up. They were already living together. So stupid. The Hills and Laguna Beach and all reality TV does this thing called Franken edit, where they take a conversation, parts of a conversation from Tuesday, and then they take a reaction from something on Thursday, stitch it together, much like Frankenstein, and then that's your drama, that's your tea. So he constantly tells of they'll have a conversation in a nightclub and about something, and then 2 hours later they have another conversation about something else. But through the magic of MTV editing, they make conflict. They construct conflict out of these just random conversations. And also another thing is that there's no continuity. So if something is from a nightclub on Tuesday night, and then the reaction or the brouhaha is from Thursday night, and they put it together, if you pay attention to the clothes, a lot of time it's completely different. Spencer will be wearing a purple shirt on Tuesday, and then what's supposed to be the same night in the same nightclub, he'll have a white shirt on Thursday, but no one pays attention because it's stupid. It's reality TV. Another example is this phone call to Audrina, and he's on one end, Audrina's on the other, and he's talking and Audrina's talking. And yeah, he really had a phone conversation with Heidi about where to go to eat, but they film him, they film Audrina, they take dialogue they've recorded somewhere and kind of muffle it to make it sound like it's coming from the phone. And there's your television show. There's your conflict. There's your argument. There's your drama. It's so stupid. Another thing is ADR, which, like if they're filming a Wolverine and Hugh Jackman's dialogue doesn't come through the mic wasn't positioned right, or there was a lot of noise, or whatever happened. The actors and actresses go in to a studio and they record ADR, and it's when you record your lines over again into a clear, nice microphone, and they chop it all up with movie magic and make it sound and look very believable and perfect. Same thing with the Hills. So they would go into a studio and it's like recording an audiobook. Okay, say, I can't believe she would do that. I can't believe she would do that. More angry, I can't believe she would do that. Now say it like you're surprised. I can't believe she would do that. Now more sarcastic. I can't believe she would do that. And it was just on, and they would take these pieces of dialogue, throw them in nightclub conversations. That's why a lot of times you'll see the camera on Heidi's face while Spencer's saying something. Well, Spencer said that into a studio in Burbank 3 weeks ago, but they concoct all this nonsense, all this fake fighting for ratings, for audience, for controversy. And you know what? I don't care, because I loved every second of it. You can't take that away from me. It was real to me, damn it. You know what else is staged and fake? Every single movie and television show in history already. I think I'm done. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace out. I'm Audi 5000 G Money. Gotta go late. See ya. Fiend.